Hey, it's Nay. And welcome back to Nay's Little Garden and Home. Y'all, we're gonna talk about my tomatoes and peppers from this season and how they've been doing. And I have a couple peppers to show you. What are my credentials to really be talking about peppers? I have a lot of different varieties and seeds. I'm still newer to this, not yet true to this, but I'm getting there. I've been gardening for a couple years now. Let's talk about peppers first. I feel like it's the least daunting one between the tomatoes and the peppers. I have here 4 peppers. I picked from my garden between today and yesterday. And these are actually in my top of peppers. I am missing one other pepper that we will discuss. No, I'm missing 2 peppers from here that we will discuss. And I'm growing a bunch of different peppers. Honorable mention I want to talk about is the Jimmy Nardello. The Jimmy Nardello is actually reasonably prolific, okay? It is. I don't like how skinny it is. I have so many seeds of it. I am gonna grow it, but it's probably gonna be a pepper I like fill up. Like I'm like, oh, let me use one of my 3 tiers as just a Jimmy Nardello. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then harvest a bunch of those. I'll probably give a lot of those away. They taste just fine, but they're just so skinny that when I go to cut it the way I handle sweeter peppers, I want to cut off the top. So I have to break the top of the Jimmy Nardellos because it's just too skinny to cut the way I normally do. And then I like to clean out the seeds. Because it's so skinny, I can't just put my hand in there and clean it, so I have to rinse it out. And once you cook with it, it's perfectly fine. But that's all I have to say why it's good, but it's not in my top, right? The Lesia is definitely one of my top peppers, and I feel like I should just always have this in my garden. This is the thickest walled pepper I've ever grown. And it's consistently that. I grew that last year and I grew it this year. And this is so thick. And I just like cooking with peppers like that. I also just like eating the peppers like this when I have things to dip, and I love to dip produce. Something that we're gonna take a detour really quick. You can really train yourself, and I feel like I've said this in other videos, you can train yourself to like a lot of things, not everything. Some things is just not gonna work for your taste buds, but you can really train yourself to like a lot of different things. And I've been training myself and my family to like more fresh produce, as well as like more vegetables in our meals, and I'm succeeding heavily. I'm now turning my eyes to beets. It smells so good. And so coming back to this, the thickness of it doesn't feel floppy, and I feel like I get a better crunch. You can still get a crunch from these other peppers we're going to talk about, but I just really enjoy this. And I also just think it's supremely unique because of the shape. It's like so cute to me. This is an Ozark Giant. I keep plucking them before I feel like they're fully ready to be plucked. I don't care. I love this Ozark Giant. This is also a pretty firm pepper because the other 2 are a little less firm, but I still like them. The Ozark Giant deserves all of the flowers that people give this particular pepper. I have a lot of these seeds. I have to tape this shut. This is such a good pepper, and it's fighting for its life in my winter squash bed, and I feel bad, and I'm gonna do better about, I've decided I'm just gonna let that entire, so it's an arched trellis, and there's 2 4x8 beds. I'm gonna let one of that 4x8 beds be just squash and melons. So instead of trying to grow the watermelon up with this squash, because a watermelon flower, if you didn't know, watermelon leaves are significantly smaller than like winter squash leaves, and it struggles, right? So I only have 1 watermelon growing right now. I'm happy because I thought I was gonna get none, but I'm a little sad because I was hoping for 3 or 4, and it's a smaller watermelon, and that's because it's fighting for its life trying to get sunlight because of the massive winter squash one. So I feel like if I just move the watermelon to the other side where I try to put my peppers, it would just be able to get more sunlight, and I would just let that area just go willy-nilly and to be very careful when I'm walking there. Anyway, I say all this to say the Ozark Giant is there. 2 of them, I believe. This is This is a good pepper. Just look how beautiful this is. I only have, I think, 1 or 2 plants of this, so I haven't gotten many peppers, only about 2 or 3, but I'm really enjoying it. A pepper I have been getting a lot of peppers from. I can't play with this pepper. This pepper needs to be in my garden for the rest of my days. The Garcia de Oro pepper. I think this is one of them. I know for a fact I've been plucking from it, but I am trying to remember if this was it specifically. I feel like it is because it's one of the few, if not the only pepper in my garden that starts out automatically a lighter green. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of what it's supposed to look like if I waited for it to ripen. Even not ripened, it's good. It's good. It works wherever you would use a bell pepper. Yeah, this is definitely the Garcia de Oro pepper. It's huge, as you can see, which means drop of gold. It's an open pollinated. Oh, I can save the seeds of this? Oh, I might have to do that. So beautiful, so delicious, so awesome. So that's that. And then this, I believe, because the only one I'm very certain of would be the Lesia, right? But this, I believe, is the Marconi Red. It looks exactly like the pictures, to be honest, just not red. This is really good too, the Marconi Reds. This is coming in hot now. I think there's like 8 of them on one plant, and I have several Garcia de Oros and quite a few, maybe even several Marconi Reds. This was just a plant that I started all these from seed. They just took to the seed, starting from seed, and then survived being planted out, and then survived all of that insane heat, and then again survived all of the intense rain that I've been getting and been producing. So there's that. I've been growing other stuff as well that I have no issues with, like the arroz con pollo. I have seeds coming out. Oh, I have to take these properly. My Marconi Reds. After I just gassed you, you want to run away? Come on. The arroz con pollo is good. It's got a little kick to it, but it's a beautiful pepper, delicious, in-season stuff. My shishitos are doing pretty well. I'm just feeling peppers drop. I told you the Jimmy Nardellos are doing pretty well. The shishitos are doing really well, actually. I have 2 plants, and there's like 10 on each of those plants. Somehow I didn't end up with any tangerine dreams. I still don't get it. The Pizza My Heart and the arrows are growing in my green stock, and they're doing their big one. They are. They're little peppers. They're little cute peppers. I like them. And they're just growing well. Like all cute cheese aside, they're just growing really well. So I'll probably, I'm going to try not to be sad again about it. One of my green stalks collapsed during a bad storm that we had. Like it fell, not collapsed, it fell over because the way that the level ground, my ground is not fully level. And so so they took damage. I still was able to harvest peppers, but I lost a lot of stuff. It's okay. But I'm gonna, we're gonna get the pavers. I talked to my husband about it. We're gonna get pavers and only one of them fell down, but I'm gonna put them both on pavers just to minimize that happening ever again. Let's talk about tomatoes. I have so many tomatoes here, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like a lot of different tomatoes, and depending on what I'm going for also, right? Like, so what has been doing insane? Johnny's is expensive. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, and times are tough. However, if you want a high germination brand across the board, Johnny's is gonna be that girl for you. If you want some massive diversity, Johnny's is gonna be that girl for you. This is the Mochi plant. There is like 10 to 15 cherry tomatoes per stem in 7 to 8 different spots per Mochi plant I have. So this is an insane plant. And I'm talking, this is in my raised bed and in a green stalk. And in both areas, well, obviously the raised bed is bigger, so there's like many. It's actually very intense. I'm a little concerned. But even the green stalk has like 3 to 5 branches of those same amounts of mochis. It's very intense. And this is an interesting tomato. I enjoy it. It's not as chewy. So the mochi, it's called mochi. If you've ever had mochi ice cream, it's chewy, right? This is like that, the way they described it. It's not as chewy as I thought it was gonna be, but it's delicious. It's not as sweet as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still good. I enjoy eating this raw, but I also enjoy cooking this. I've been making a like sausage, tomato, pepper, onion, garlic dish with and also sausage, tomatoes, peppers, onions, and no, not sausage. Tomatoes, peppers, garlic, onion, and beans dip. And I've been using some of this because this is a cherry tomato. It's definitely a later to harvest cherry tomato than some of the others I'm gonna discuss. But it's also pretty too. It's just an interesting tomato. And the way they cultivated this was insane. They say this is a greenhouse tomato. And I feel like it would be insane in the greenhouse because it's insane not in the greenhouse. Yeah, I have shorts that you can go look at to see. Literally amazing. The next tomato I want to talk about here is this candy cane chocolate tomato. This is not what I'm trying to talk about. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm like, what? I'm looking at the packet and I picked up the wrong one. This is the cream of the crop. I'm growing 2 cream of the crops. This is the Tropical Sunset, which I did like. The one I'm looking for is not the Tropical Sunset though. It's the XSL Sparky. Y'all, everybody just go buy it. It's a bigger cherry tomato. Wait, pause. So this is the mochi tomato. See how much I leave them here and eat them. So there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this vine. This is the one. But I really could show you guys, but it's a lot. The Sparky XSL is similar to this, just a little more red. It is a huge tomato for a cherry tomato. It takes a little bit to ripen. But once that thing starts ripening, it's like a cascading effect. And I have been picking the Sparky XSL almost every single day since it started ripening. And I've been cooking with it. That one and the Sun Gold have been the ones I've been cooking with the most because they're just pouring in. Now, 2 things different between the Sun Gold and the Sparky XSL. My Sun Golds were the first to give me tomatoes. Love it. Will always have that in my garden. The plant does not look well quite quickly. My cream of the crop series tomatoes just started looking not well, and part of that is because it's been raining a lot. So if you don't care how a plant looks, the Sun Golds are still producing for me. I'm just saying there's probably another 20 tomatoes on there before it will die that I can pluck off. And I'm very much so looking forward to it. It's just a good tomato. If my husband says it just tastes good. Like we just pop it in, like it's good. The cream of the crop series. So the Sparky XSL means extra shelf life. The first 4 I plucked off of there, so that first round, did not have any good shelf life. I was concerned they did not tell real information. Since then, the Sun Golds will start to shrivel in themselves, still edible, but they start to shrivel in themselves, and the Sparky XSL looks like I picked it 10 minutes before. And I've had them, some of them I just tossed a couple sandwich baggies in the freezer, but those sandwich baggie ones I've had for almost a week on my counter. And they look like I picked them 10 minutes ago, fresh off the vine. The cream of the crop seeds is not here to play with you. The Tropical Sunset are also, I planted these later than I planted the XSL. So they're ripened like two weeks later. So it felt like forever, but those are now coming in droves as well. And the XSL is under my polytunnel, but the Tropical Sunset is not, and it's just starting to die off after having like 6 or 7 days of straight rain. I haven't had one like bus or tear. What do they call it? You get what I'm trying to say. When it rains and they swell and they tear from too much watering. And a couple Sun Golds have done that to me. Unfortunately, nothing enough that I wouldn't grow up. But I'm just saying, the Cream of the Crop series might have my heart for the rest of my days. Something else I'm very like, what is going on? You're doing your big one. Is this Rosella tomato? The Rosella's tomatoes also took forever and a day to do something. But now, what's interesting, I bought 2 Roselle tomatoes, guys. And yet, they look 2 completely different tomato. One is a cherry tomato. And one I don't believe is a cherry tomato. So I don't understand, like one is like a regular small slicing tomato. I don't understand how that happened like that. I don't understand how that happened like that. I'm trying to find, hold on. I don't know which one is which, unfortunately, but these are the 2 Rosella tomatoes that I purchased. This is from Annie's Heirlooms. This is the organic Rosella tomato. And then this is the, oh, guys, I was like, I don't understand why they're different sizes. So I did a couple shorts, and someone said under my comment section, like, oh, if you prune it, they will get much bigger. And I'm like, girl, no, but this is a cherry tomato. This is the Rosella, but this is an heirloom, but it's the tiny 1/2-inch purple pink cherry tomatoes. This is what I've been harvesting. This is just starting to ripen. I have one of this in my garden. This is the slicing dwarf Rosella tomato. Y'all, I was so confused why my Rosellas look different. Just read. Nay. But anyway, I'm talking about this Rosella, the cherry one. So good. A little bit smaller. It's like the mochi size. And they're a darker color, so they give contrast. Let me just go get them real quick. All that chatting. I have my top 4 cherry tomatoes right here. Just so y'all can see the difference in sizing. Well, I have my top 5, excuse me, because here's the mochi. I'll just pluck this off because I'm going to eat this anyway. The Sun Gold. The mochi. The Rosella. The Cream of the Crop Tropical Sunset. The Cream of the Crop the Sparky XSL. I really wish you guys could see the coloring better. Maybe if I turn off the light, hold on. Let's see. Get a little more sunlight on there. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. So that's the Sparky XSL. This is the Cream of the Crop Tropical Sunset. Also very pretty. The Rosella is a darker color. I feel like it looks more red in the camera, but it's a little more purpley for sure. The mochi is a bright red. Oh, I feel like you can see it. Like, look how pretty that is. It's giving apple to me, like a small apple. And then the Sun Gold is the smallest one, but it's so good. That's my top 5 cherry tomatoes. It's not, I have other cherry tomatoes that I do enjoy, but that's my top 5 if I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. Moving on, when it comes to slicing tomatoes, the Giant Crimson, hold on. I hesitate to say these are my top 5 bigger tomatoes, but I'm gonna just say that for this year's garden. The Thornsburn Terracotta is one of the best tomatoes I've ever eaten in my life. It's just really good and it's so pretty. This is the Casaluto Genovese. This is one of my first bigger tomatoes that I was able to harvest. It is small. And this year, I feel like last year they were a little bigger, but they're about consistently this size. There are a ton of these on one tomato plant. And I think I have 2 of them in my garden. I just also like slicing them. I slice them this way and you just get the beautiful coloring, but they taste good. And they're just very prolific. Very, very prolific. And it's just a regular a regular red tomato flavor. The Giant Crimson tomato might be a forever tomato in my garden. And I fear I didn't even put it on my arch trellis, which next year I will, because I think it's gonna go insane. This is in a raised bed, but it's in like the middle of the raised bed, and then I had to like jerry rig, wrap it up, try to hold it up and stuff, but the tomatoes are big on there. They're all about this size, and there's about 6 of them. When you're growing a bigger tomato, just know you're not gonna get nearly as many actual tomatoes, but this is big. Hello. Sorry, my kids are always eating. They always want something to eat. The last 2, so the giant crimson, I love it. The mortgage lifter, I have 2 of them in my garden, and they both are doing okay. Yes, there is 1 or 2 about this size, like pretty big tomatoes on there, but it started dying. It was one of the first to start dying after like when rain would hit it. And and I have a mortgage lifter in my polytunnel. It is my worst doing tomato plant. It's my worst doing plant, period, in my polytunnel. I don't know what else to say but that. So I don't know if I'm going to grow any more mortgage lifters, or at least not next year. I will still give it a shot in terms of, because I have the seeds, but I'm not very happy about it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it is what it is. These 2 tomatoes, I feel like I've talked about them ad nauseum on my shorts. So we have it's from Renee's Garden. It's called, hold on, I'm just gonna find it really quick. It is a beautiful tomato. There are like a lot of the tomatoes on the tomato like plant. A lot of them. Oh, here it is. The Inca Jewel. It looks exactly like what the picture shows. And there's a ton. So this is a container tomato. So it doesn't grow like super tall. You're not gonna get a 10-foot long tomato plant. It bushes out quite a bit. So I would give it about 2 square foot. And it puts on loads of tomatoes. The next one, which is this one. So is it this one? I feel like it is this one. This is the Bush Roma Supremo. They are not as uniformed. Like all of the Inca Jewels look like this. The Bush Roma Supremos, some of them look like this, some of them look like this. I'm not sure. This is a hybrid, so that might be why. So good. Big, much bigger than these, but honestly, it does put on a good amount, but less than these. So they're probably about the same amount in terms of weight if I were to weigh them like the harvest and such. But the annoying thing is I can't find these again. Botanical Interest still has not restocked this. And this is the most expensive tomato in my collection. Now, to be fair, I didn't get exactly 10 seeds, so technically it might not be the most expensive, but for $5, you're getting 10 minimum. So there are some people out there, I'm sure, who got exactly 10 seeds, and that's a lot of money per tomato seed. Whereas for the Inca Jewel, there's like 25 seeds in here, and I got it for $5 as well. But there's like almost triple the amount of seeds in this. So do with that what you will, but they're both more bush. They're both bush varieties. Insane. Insane, 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 insane. Anyway, I've been talking for a minute. I'm going to talk to you guys about my winter squashes and my melons in the next video. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please, let's talk down in the comment section about tomatoes, guys. Oh my gosh, there are a bunch of other varieties in my garden, and I'm not saying I don't like those varieties. These have just been standing out so far this year in my garden for multiple different reasons, and I've just really been enjoying them. Let's talk about that in the comment section, as well as hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye bye.